Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News, Monday, July 7, 2025. Stand up for your country. Well, our weekend went fast. Did it not? Hope you had a good time. We had a good one out here on Long Island, except for the chaos from an environmental thing. I'll tell you about in a final thought. It was beyond bizarre, and I think you'll find it interesting. But first, the talking points memo, the passage of the big bill, the tax and spend bill. So we always encourage you to watch this program with a pen and paper. So I'm going to throw a lot of stats at you. I'm going to do it slower than I usually. I don't read anything. This is all ad lib from me. But I usually talk at a clip that's pretty energetic. I'm going to slow it down because I want you to have this information. Because 80% of the press has absolutely lied right to your face. Man, when somebody lies to me, I don't know about you, but that's it. All right? Unless they come and apologize, they're done. I'm not going to deal with liars. And the press is outrageous, and I'll prove it tonight. Okay. Big bill. So the President of the United States signed it into law July 4th, 6:43 p.m. East Coast time. Roll it.
In a few moments, we're going to make official the greatest victory yet when I sign the one big, beautiful bill. And before I start, I want to tell you that I've never seen people so happy in our country because of that.
Some people, but most Americans have no blanket idea what's in the bill, and we are going to change that tonight. Okay, let's just methodically go through it. So within hours of the president signing the bill, a website called Politico, which is a liberal website, but it's a news website, okay, headlines this: Republicans just cut Medicaid. Will it cost them control of Congress? The headline is absolutely misleading, and misleading on purpose. It should say, Republicans just revised Medicaid. Didn't cut Medicaid. It revised it. But Politico doesn't want you to know that. It wants Democrats to regain control of Congress in 26, Politico does, and it wants to frighten you. It's what that website is in business to do. And there's no excuse for it. They know better. Okay? All right. So the main thing about Medicaid is this. The country is $36 trillion in debt. Medicaid is a charitable entitlement. It's not like Social Security and Medicare, where you pay into that. So the contract is we pay into it, and at the end of our lives, we get Medicare and Social Security checks, coverage. That's not Medicaid. Medicaid is you're poor, you can't afford a doctor or a hospital, the state will pick up much of your medical expense, and the federal government reimburses the state. All right. It is estimated that 9 million fewer people will be covered by Medicaid over the next decade. 9 million will be off the rolls. Why? Because this bill commands that anyone receiving Medicaid, able-bodied adult, no dependent children, has to look for work or volunteer at a charitable institution for 20 hours a week. Now, I work 60 hours a week. 20 hours, no heavy lift. But you have to do it. And if you don't do it, you're off the Medicaid rolls. Also, you have to twice a year report an accurate income figure to the federal government. So you can't game the system. So it's estimated that 9 million people will not do that. Who are those people? Drug addicts, Okay, they're living under a bridge somewhere, they're running around, they can't be bothered, they're high all the time, alcoholics, same situation, mentally ill. They don't know, they have no control of their lives, they don't know what this bill is, they don't know where to go, they don't know what to do, okay? And basically scofflaw layabouts. So they're not going to do it, and they're gone. That saves over 10 years $1.3 trillion. We need to save it. So the layabouts and the drug addicts, the alcoholics, they don't get it. They can still go to any hospital in the country's emergency room and get treated. That's the law. So the hospitals don't like this at all. They don't like any of this because they know more people are going to come in for free treatment and hospitals want to make money. Okay. I did not know this. 40 states out of 50 have no Medicaid regulations at all. You can be the worst drug addict in the world, you get your Medicaid payment. You don't have to do a thing. 40 out of 50. No more. Federal government is not going to reimburse unless that is on the books. And they're gonna be an apparatus to keep track of those people. Where'd you go? Who'd you see? Where you're volunteering? Whatever. Finally, there is a medical exemption. Now, you can't work, you can't look for work, whatever it may be, you're exempted. This is a good, solid bill for the country. All right. Now, when you have 100 million Americans out of 340 million receiving some kind of government assistance, you got a welfare state. That leads to a decline of society. 100 million people receive some kind of government largesse. It's crazy. Now that is up 113% in 10 years. We are becoming a welfare state, thanks to the Democratic Party and the progressive philosophy. Give everybody anything they want. And you heard it, you hear it every blanking day. Okay? That is an astronomical rise. It's bankrupting the United States. And a lot of those people are gaming the system. You know it. I know it. Everybody, the states, the 40 out of 50, they're gaming the system. Why should they care whether there's regulations? The feds reimburse. And then the states slap on taxes as high as 6% on all Medicaid payments. So the state gets money. They say to the federal government, you got to reimburse us 6% because we're taxing it. And Trump goes, no, we're going to cap it at 3.5. So the states, they're going to lose 2.5% on all Medicaid payments that they tax. You see the game? You see the con? Of course, they don't like it. All right. Any questions? Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com. But I think I've run it down pretty effectively. You don't understand it, I can't come to your house. Okay? But every stat I gave you is in stone. We are becoming a welfare state. Now on the tax side. Okay? Tax cuts. There are no cuts. Not one cut. This is an extension of the 2017 Trump tax bill. The brackets stay the same. Okay? The top bracket is, I think, 38%. Okay, very few people are in the top bracket, but that's the top bracket. 40% of American homes pay no income tax at all, not a dime to the feds. Almost half the country pays not one dime. The other 60%, people like you, people like me, who work our butts off, we're paying all the taxes. Okay? Now, they'll tell you the billionaires aren't paying taxes. Yeah, they are. Okay? But they have so much money that they don't even care. I don't have any sympathy for billionaires, but let's be honest in our assessment here. So at this point, the federal government takes in $5 trillion from us, we the taxpayers, $5 trillion. But they spend $7 trillion. Government sends $7 trillion a year, so they're in the hole for $2 trillion every year. which is why we have a $36 trillion debt and rising. We got to get that down to an even parity. That's why you're seeing all of these things. The Trump administration believes by keeping the tax rates the same, that more people will prosper, will have more cash, more people will work, business will expand because there are some new business deductions in here, and they'll hire more people, so tax money will flow, more tax money. That's the theory. And it works. If you look at the historical amount of money coming into the federal government. So, all of this tax breaks for the rich, billionaires, it's all a lie. It's cooked up by the progressive left and the Democratic Party because that's all they got. A lot of these progressives are socialists. They want the government to control the economy. They don't want a free economy. You keep that in mind. And that's a memo. America is more dangerous than ever with violent crime on the rise. While you could rely on a firearm, using deadly force today can land you in court, costing you years and your life savings. Trying to prove you acted in self-defense. FBI data shows 99.9% of all altercations do not require lethal force. That's why smart Americans are turning to Byrna. Proudly made in Fort Wayne, Indiana, Byrna's less lethal self-defense launchers are trusted by law enforcement, private security, more than 600,000 citizens. Byrna launchers fire kinetic rounds and powerful tear gas or pepper projectiles, able to stop a threat up to 60 feet away. No background checks, no waiting periods, delivered right to your door. Take control, be ready. Visit Byrna.com today. That's BYRNA.com, or head to your local Sportsman's Warehouse. Okay, we have a new YouTube tonight, and it's how the big bill affects you directly. It's different than what I told you at the top of the broadcast. We have 1 million subs here. We want you. YouTube.com/Bill O'Reilly. Free. That's the key word. It is free, but will add to your knowledge and entertainment. All right, YouTube all over the world. Aman Malandi. G'day, Bill. Since the beginning of President Trump's second term, I have not heard much about pursuing the construction of the border wall. What's the deal? In the new bill, there's money to build the rest of the wall. So that should commence soon. Corbin Graves, Tallahassee, Florida. Does the big bill passed today to defund NPR, PBS? No. Trump did that by himself. Executive order. And Congress will probably challenge it, but he'll lose. And that money is done. Good. Good. Under Biden, $2 billion in 4 years, more than that, went to NPR, PBS for propaganda. I like the antique show. I like the Four Tops. But once they get into the public service, progressive all the way. Sharon Goodberry, Tucson, Arizona. I wish you would explain why tax on tips and overtime is a good thing. Because it helps people who don't have a lot of money, Sharon, service people. My son is a waiter this summer. Okay? You know how much more money he's going to take when he starts grad school in September? Because they're not taxing tips. You have any idea how this helps him? Now, I'm picking up the tab for the school, but he's got to pay day-to-days. This is a big windfall for students, for people trying to work themselves up economically, beginning people in the workplace. Come on, let's be smart about it. William, here's an idea. Politicians can only receive donations from people in their own constituencies. The Supreme Court will never permit it. It comes under the First Amendment. They already ruled that. Larry Hunter, Richmond, Texas. Hey, Bill, I enjoyed your factual input. Can you tell us what happened to Rudy Giuliani? Filed for bankruptcy. All of this election stuff ruined his career and ruined his finances. Trump did hold a fundraiser for him, but the former mayor is not in good Ann Bonnet, Peoria, Illinois. My husband was scammed in online trading. He just retired, lost the majority of his funds. Any advice on who to kidnap? FBI, and you have to go to them. They're in charge of that interstate stuff. You're never going to get your money back, ever. You put any money on the internet in investment capacity, any money, kiss it goodbye. You don't do that. I don't know how many times I have to say it, and I feel terrible about it. But they're never going to catch them. They're probably in Pakistan someplace. Clay, concierge member, and this is a bonus for Clay's life. Clay has any problems at all, my crew helps him. Concierge membership on BillO'Reilly.com. Check it out. Thank you for your success story, Bill. My life's been successful also. At 90 years old, I've succeeded and live a comfortable life, but I did give back 8 years in the Marines. Thank you for honest reporting. I have all the killing books and enjoyed them all. Hey, Clay, you're a patriot. Semper Fi. You can succeed, as you know, but it takes a lot of work, right? And you got to be honest. You know, I have to be, but if you're not, they're going to get you down a road, or karma will get you. Sheila Fisher, West Hampton Beach. My 4 grandparents all came here from Eastern Europe, penniless, no English. Had they remained in Europe, they would have been Holocaust victims. My father worked a dead-end office job like your father, Bill, and he also worked a second job making meat. I went to an Ivy League school, and today I'm a professional with a home in the Hamptons. There you go. You know it can be done. Get the word out. All right. We're going to extend our 4th of July sale on Not Woke gear until the weekend because we're sold out of the mugs. So we're gone. They're gone. We'll get more for Christmas and stuff, but we have the other stuff marked down, 15% off for Concierge, 10% off for Premium, and the rest of you guys get a break as well. We're giving this stuff for Confronting Evil out everywhere September 9th. Okay, we're getting a big pre-order surge. If you re-up your premium membership or sign up, you get it free. Word of the day, not be supercilious. Love that word. Super, then CILIOUS. Don't be that. Back with 4th of July chaos in a moment. We know credit card debt is crushing American families, and summertime expenses make it even worse. Most people rely on credit cards that charge 20, even 30% interest. Homeowners, you do not have to keep living like this. American Financing has a smarter, more strategic way to get your finances in order. They will show you how to use your home's equity to pay off that high interest debt. One low payment, no upfront fees, just honest help from salary-based mortgage consultants. Their customers save an average of $800 a month. And if you start today, you might be able to delay your next 2 mortgage payments. So don't wait. Please call American Financing, 888-462-9557, 888-462-9557. AmericanFinancing.net/bill. Take control of your financial future today. Tax day's over, but for many Americans, the trouble is just beginning. If you missed the April 15th deadline or still owe back taxes, listen up. The IRS is filing more than 5,000 new tax liens every day. And with tools like property seizures, bank levies, wage garnishments, they are applying pressure at levels we have never seen. But Tax Network USA has you covered. Are you self-employed or a business owner? They specialize in cleaning up financial chaos to get you back on track. You can still regain control. The consultation is absolutely free. Acting now could stop penalties, threatening letters, and surprise levies from escalating. So please call 800-958-1000 or visit tnusa.com/bill. Deadline is passed. Let Tax Network USA help you before the IRS makes their next move. 800-958-1000 or visit tnusa.com/bill. So here where I am, they have big fireworks display on Eastern Long Island, and everybody was on the beach waiting for the fireworks, and thousands of people were here. And they didn't have them. Why? Because of the piping plover bird. Unbelievable. So about an hour before the fireworks are supposed to go off, somebody saw a piping plover go to a nest. They're protected environmentally. Okay, and they should be. A lot of them, we want them around. But they said, no, we saw a piping plover, no fireworks. All these people spend hundreds of dollars, sometimes thousands, to come here to watch the fireworks. And there they are. And there's no like bullhorn. They're waiting for the fireworks, and there's this bird, and they don't have them. It's East Hampton town. Now, I'm sympathetic, as I said, to the environmental stuff, but this was insane. Then they said, oh, we'll have them Sunday. No, the bird's still there. So you couldn't move the nest or get a little something over there. Yeah. Anyway, that's what happened. Not whining, just reporting. Good show today. I hope you got a lot out of it. I'm Bill O'Reilly. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching. To view full episodes of the No Spin News anytime, sign up to become a BillO'Reilly.com premium or concierge member today.